Welcome back to Robot Reviews. Titleist T1200 2023 full version. Go.
This one's good. I had a set of these last year. I liked them a lot. I like the look of them. Like the feel. Well, the feel was a little funny, right? It was a little clicky, especially when you're banging the balls around in the back of your club. You know, on the range. You know, just seeing a ball up. Not that that really affects anything, but that was the only kind of downside I saw to them. They fixed that.
Yes.
And everything else too. By the way, it looks super clean. Looks like a forged club. It's kind of a polished back. Plating over the back of it, so it looks like a forged club.
It was a little more matte last year, that plate in the back, right?
Exactly.
And I think it was a different material.
It was black too and stuff as well.
Yeah.
And it definitely didn't sound or feel or look anything like this.
They've done a great job this year of blending the whole design, just the overall feel about the irons. They look like they're a family. They're not all different kind of types. Sole design compared to the 100, 150, round, bigger.
Just a little bit wider, not massive by any means, but you know, just right in line. I mean, they all go up just a little bit bigger each time. Compared to the last year's version, I kind of ran some numbers on here. You know, the distance went up like 2 yards, 161 versus 163, so not a huge amount. Launch angle actually down a tiny bit. Spin rate was about the same. So our overall rating actually went up a little bit, and the high handicap rating got a 4.5, which is pretty damn high.
That's high, yeah.
For a club that looks as good as this does, right?
And again, we're shoving this whole scale is working. Again, we've pushed more now. We're in the favour of the overall handicap and less in favour of the tour, which makes sense because that's what this club's
But the tour rating though, and that's really about the consistency of how the spin and launch and all that stuff. I mean, I got a 4.4 on that too, so it's pretty good all around.
And the graphs are really tight, very linear too, which is a very important thing.
Extremely linear, yeah.
The other things to note here is that we've picked up distance through the bag. Obviously, loft starts to change a little bit,
right?
So this one does require a little bit more work to blend it into the set.
Yeah.
But
this will be relatively easy to blend with the 150s though.
Yes.
Right? Because they're not that far apart.
No. And it's a more of a, well, they do a drive and iron version in this too, so they've already built that into the set. But you would probably, for most people, only throw this in the 4 and the 5 iron, maybe the 6 at a stretch, or you're going to have the full deck anyway.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these. I mean, you know, one of the things Titleist told us, and we're probably repeating ourselves a little bit here, but they talked about 80% of the tour players have mixed bags irons, and I've always mixed my irons.
Yeah.
You know, forever. You know, with cavity backs, forward cavity backs, and obviously they keep getting bigger as I get slower swing speed. But I don't know where to stop blending these. I mean, I think I'm probably going to want the 150 in the wedge because the other one's a little bulkier and wide. And like I said, I pick a ball. But I don't know if I'm not going to put a 300 in as a 4 iron.
It might be fun just to see, what that thing does. I've got some stories when we get into the 300.
But you literally could put all 4 of these sets into one bag.
Oh, for sure. And one of our guys
probably work fine. Did they?
Yeah, Chris out the back in inventory. He's done it. So I'm interested to see what that turns out for him.
And they still look fine in the bag.
Yeah, it's a great setup this year. I love it. Same chassis as last year in terms of size, but much cleaner look and great blend for the set.
And then spin went up considerably for this year's model too, which is a good thing.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. When you've got these things that come in off hot, you need the RPMs there to keep them digging in. A little bit of handicap. It's maybe a little harder to hear.
I don't know. It's probably at least 15.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
If you're a decent player.
I just like giving guys an idea, but 15, I think it's fair. You might even get past that a little bit.
16, 17, whatever. Yeah, under an 18 handicap for sure. I mean, especially you get to the 300, which the 300 last year was one of our top-selling irons. I mean, it was in the mix in the top 3 all year. And we haven't seen a Titleist iron in the mix of our top clubs for because you got Callaway and TaylorMade and lots of other things out there in years. And the last couple of years, they've done really well. So this looks a lot better, cleaner looking. This could really do well. The 300 for us for all big range. So we'll stick on the 200.
And you're a good example of the 200 though, where you're a lower handicap. But it could stretch all the way out. It's just that it just suits your ball flight. You like the look of it and the feel of it. So it's an interesting one.
No, but a great club, and all this line looks good.
Yeah. Thanks, Mark.
All right, cheers.